Hello, and welcome back to another episode, I guess. So I thought I'd do something a little bit. Is my microphone on? No. Hello. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, the microphone wasn't working then. So I don't know if I like this angle. It's a bit low. This Osmo camera, it's like 1 minute it works and then 1 minute it doesn't. I don't even know. But today I thought we'd do something a bit different. So I actually want to take you through some coaching type questions that you can use on yourself. So anytime that you're having a certain thought or a certain feeling, or you're procrastinating, you don't know why you're doing it, or you have like a repeated thought over and over and over again, or whatever it is that's holding you back, you can just take yourself through these questions. So I'm going to talk through these questions, and then below I've dropped a download, so you can literally just enter your details below and I'll send the questions straight to your email so you can have them at any point. And then I really suggest just like printing them out or having them somewhere that you can just keep looking over them, because the thing is, you run on autopilot all the time. So you could be having unconscious thoughts going on in your mind all the time, like, oh, it's not working. And you don't understand how much of an impact those thoughts repeatedly are having on you, because remember, your beliefs create your thoughts, create your feelings, and when you're in the feeling, you make a decision. So your emotions always influence your decisions, and then your decisions dictate what action you take, and then your actions dictate what your results take. So if you're constantly having a thought that's unhelpful, but you're not even aware of it, or you're constantly returned back to a feeling like anxiety or overwhelm or doubt, and you're spending 70% of your day in that, then your behavior is going to correspond with that. So it's going to look like avoidance, procrastination, putting yourself down, scrolling, whatever it is. So if we can just change, obviously you want to change your beliefs, which you can either do in my belief breakthrough or go and watch all the other videos. But if we just look at your thoughts and just challenging those, and we start just breaking those down slightly, I do believe you can't just change your thoughts alone. You need to change your beliefs 100%. I'm absolutely for that. But if we can just start shifting them and you become more aware of them, then obviously you can start creating better results. So the first question I want to go through is, what am I focusing on right now that is creating this feeling? So let's just say that you walk into a room. I don't know if I've used this example before, but let's just say that you walk into a room, and in that there's two people that walk into the same room, and one of those people is hella confident. She walks in, she's so effortless. She knows she belongs, like she knows like her worth, whatever you want to call it. And then you have another friend who maybe is a bit shy, doubts herself, questions herself, always puts herself down, worries about what people think, Firstly, those two people walk into the room are going to walk into the room very differently. Like physiologically, they're going to walk in the room very differently. But secondly, what they focus on in the room is going to be very different. So you have the same room, you have the same environment, but two people have completely different experiences because of what they focus on. So that reality of the room is not actually the real reality. It's what you focus on is what you feel, and therefore the reality that you experience. So the person that has a belief, I don't belong, is going to focus on all the things like people are walking past you and they're not saying hello to you. There's so many people here. I'm nervous to speak to people. What about if they think this? What about if they think that? All of those thoughts are going to create this feeling, whatever feeling comes with that. And then that feeling is ultimately going to decide how you then show up. Whereas if you have the person that fully believes they belong, I know I belong here, how differently is that person going to walk in that room? And what things are they going to be focusing on? Are they going to be focused on how they're really excited to see that person? Oh, I'm going to speak to that person now. I'm going to learn from them. Instead of thinking, oh, I don't belong here, what they're going to think, they're going to look at that person and go, oh, they know more than me. How much can I learn from them? How exciting is that? They're going to think that they can't wait to experience this and this and this. They're going to say, oh, that person's walked past me, but I'll speak to them later. It's nothing about me. And therefore they have feelings of excitement. And when you have feelings of excitement, you're going to move towards it. You're not going to run away from it. So simply by what you're focusing on is impacting how you feel. And then remember, your state impacts what you do. So for example, if you're trying to, I don't know, do something from a state of, oh, I can't do it, it's not working, like I just feel rubbish, like how do you expect to get results from that state? So the first thing that you want to do is, whatever feeling you are feeling right now, whether it be overwhelm, whether it be anxiety, low mood, frustration, guilt, I don't know, what is it that you're focusing on in that exact moment, and become really aware of it? What are you focusing on that is creating that feeling for you? So if you're overwhelmed, are you focusing on how much there is to do, or are you focusing on what you can do? Which one's going to create overwhelm? The one where you focus on how much there is to do. And you won't even be aware of your thoughts. You'll hear your thoughts, but oh, so much to do. oh, I haven't got enough time. You'll start focusing on the clock. You'll focus on then the future, and then next week you've got this event at the weekend. And before you know it, you're overwhelmed because your subconscious mind has chosen to find all the evidence and focus on all the reasons why you can't handle it and why you can't do it, which leaves you feeling overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, you shut down. So that is the first question. When you're in a feeling, I want you to pick out 3 things, 3 pieces of language or whatever you're focusing on that is creating that feeling, okay? When you are focusing on those things and it's creating that feeling, meaning creates emotion, okay? So you want to then go on to question 2, which is, what am I making this mean about me that is making me feel a certain way? So if you're focusing in that room of all the people there are, you focus on all the people that are going to think this and think that, and you're making it mean that you don't belong, right? That's the meaning you're giving it. Or you are looking at all the things you have to do. You've got your really long to-do list. You've woken up late. Why is that a problem? Because it might not be a problem. But what are you making it mean about you? That you can't handle it? That it's too much? That you can't do it? You won't be able to get through it? What's the meaning that you're creating? So when you are thinking, if I say this wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about, what meaning are you giving that? So let's just say that you're trying to make something perfect, right? And it's got to be perfect, and this isn't perfect, this isn't perfect, this isn't perfect. What are you making that mean about you? Why is the fact that it's not perfect is a problem? Because for me, if something's not perfect, it's not a problem anymore. I used to be massive perfectionist, but it's not a problem. So why is it a problem for some people and not for someone else? Because what does it mean about you if it's not perfect? It's got to have a meaning. Every problem that you have externally has to have a meaning that you've made it mean in order for it to be a problem. Because someone being late, 5 minutes late, could be a problem for one person because of the meaning that they give to that person. But for someone else, it might be like, oh, they're just late. It doesn't matter. Because the 2 different meanings have been given. So your current situation, no clients are signing up. You worried about someone making a comment the other day. You worried about, oh, have I upset this person? What meaning are you giving it that's creating that worry? Yeah, so take the emotion and be like, what meaning am I giving it? Okay. So then number 3, what you want to do is you want to shift your focus to create a different emotion. So you're focusing on all of these things that we've just said. Okay, what can you shift your focus on so you can handle it? So at the moment, the overwhelm is caused because you believe you can't handle it. That's the meaning you're giving it. Therefore, you focus on how much there is to do, how little time you have, how you have no energy, how much you've got to do in the future, how no one's helping you. These are all the negative things that you're focusing on. If I said to you, I want to get you in a state of calm in 5 minutes, what are you going to be focusing on? Okay, I'm going to be focused on what I can do, what's in my control. What can I move over? What can I ask for someone for help with? What can I do X, Y, and Z? Yeah? So what can you focus on in that moment instead? Is it a problem, or is it the thing that you're focusing on that's making it a problem? And what would make it not a problem? Okay? Number 4, this is a really common one, and I want you to start looking out for this in your language. So number 4 is, where do I overgeneralize? So you'll hear something. So someone said to me the other day, it's just affecting my whole brain. I was like, what specifically is affecting your whole brain? Because that's quite a big statement to make, isn't it? Like, it's affecting my whole brain. Like, my whole brain? Like, is it? Like, are you not fine at one point of the day? Are you not still alive? Like, what are you focusing on? So another one is like, everyone will judge me. Everyone will judge me. Do you know how much your brain overgeneralizes to stop you from doing something? Because your brain wants to make the problem bigger than it is because it wants to stop you from doing it. So if your language is extreme, you're going to feel a stronger emotion. So if everyone in the world was judging you, you are most certainly not going to want to post that thing. But if one person is judging you, you might have a little bit more ease. But again, your brain doesn't want you to post it. So it's going to make it up that everyone is judging you. You'll hear it in your language. Nothing ever works for me, victim. Nothing ever works for me. Tell me 5 things that have worked for you in the past week. Go on, tell me 5 things. I bet you can. Because when you focus on it, you can find it, right? I always X. Yeah? I'm always just X. I'm always just shy. Okay, who are you not shy in front of? Your mum, your dad, your friends? Okay, that tells me that you're not a shy person. You're just choosing to be shy or choosing to do shy in front of certain people. No one cares. Of course you're going to feel low when you're talking like that. No one cares. So any extreme language, like everyone, everything's ruined. I'll never be happy. I'll never be this. No one this. It always is this. Why does it always happen to me? Does it always happen to you? Or are you just seeing through the lens of that belief, through the lens of victim? Yeah? So I want you to start calling out, where do I overgeneralize? And then the counter question to that is, what is the specific problem? So you might say, everyone will judge me. Okay, cool. So that's what you think. Now let's actually just ask a layer deeper. What's the actual problem? I am worried, and specifically, okay, get really specific. So your immediate unconscious thought is that everyone will judge me, okay? But when I ask you what's the actual problem, you'll go, I'm scared that if I put this out, I will be judged for X, Y, and Z. Okay, so now we've got a bit more specific. Okay, what's the actual problem then? Well, if someone judges me, then I'll feel rubbish. Okay, cool. So you can see how you can begin to handle that problem a lot better when it's more specific. Or I'm scared. Actually, I'm not scared that everyone will judge me because I don't really care what these people think. I'm scared what those school friends will think. Okay, now we have the actual problem. So your brain is using that and going, oh my God, Katie, everyone's going to care what you think. Everyone's going to care. Everyone's going to care what. Everyone's going to judge you. But it's not. It's just trying to protect you. So it's blowing up this actual problem, which is you care what your school friends think. Okay? And you now project it onto everyone else because your brain is trying to create so much evidence and create this so much feeling to stop you from doing it. And if we were to even go a layer deeper than that, what's the actual problem? Is that you think that about yourself. Yeah? So even just that, you take the generalization, you go, right, what's the actual problem? Oh, no one cares about me. Okay, at the moment, I don't feel listened to. Okay, can I go and communicate? Cool, we can solve the problem, yeah? So number 6 is, this is a really good one. If you feel unsure about what to do next, or you're like, oh, I don't know. Like, someone asks you a question, I just don't know. Like, I'm just not sure. If I were to know what to do next, what might that be? If you were to know what the next step is, what would that be? Has that just sparked some ideas in your head? If you were to know, yeah? So if you were to know, it takes the pressure off. It's like, okay, if I don't have to know, but if I was to know, I might do this. And that's bypassing your brain's way of stopping you from knowing the answer because you do always know the answer. Okay, number 7, imagine it all worked out. Imagine if it all worked out, what's the next step that you would take? Yeah? So if you're stuck and you're like, oh, I don't know, can't pose this because I don't know what to say about this, don't know what to do the best. If this was to all work out, if that meeting was to go 100% as planned and it was to be the best meeting that I've ever had in my life and the success rate was 100%, what's the next step that I would take? Okay, I'd go and plan my meeting or I'd go and practice it. So then you know the step for that success, okay? Number 8, is this a fact or a feeling? I just feel that no one will watch it. Fact or feeling? So whenever you use the word feel, I just feel like it's not working. Okay, that's, again, very overgeneralized. I feel. Okay, so you say, is that a fact or a feeling? I feel. Oh, that's a feeling. Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's a fact. And again, you are distorting and deleting all of the other evidence to suggest that it is working because you've told yourself, I feel like it's not working. And when you're in that feeling, your RAS, your reticular activating system, will look for all the evidence to find all the ways that it's not working to support that belief that you have. Yeah, it always supports what it's looking for. So if you go, okay, I feel like it's not working. Okay, how is it working? How might it be working? Oh, actually, they said that last week. Actually, do you know what? That worked really well last time I did that. Oh, actually, this is working really well at the moment. And then your brain starts to open up to all the possibilities, all the other evidence, all the other reasons. And then when you expand in that sort of way, you feel a different way. You feel more optimistic. You have hope. You feel present. You feel excited. And then you move in alignment with that. Remember, feelings create actions. What if this was happening to me and not for me? If I hadn't had my eating disorder, I never would have been where I am today. Ever. I'm so grateful that I had my eating disorder. It was horrible, but I'm so grateful for it. because it got me in. It pushed me into the self-development world. It pushed me into journaling to make my journals. It pushed me into finding NLP. It pushed me into being an absolute nerd about the mind because I got obsessed with it. So thank you. So what is happening for you, not to you? If this current problem was happening for you, if you were to look back in 10 years and you were with the love of your life and you were wildly successful, you were healthy, you were this, you were that, what steps would you have to had gone through during this time? What's the next step? And number 10, if your future self was standing next to you right now, what 3 questions would they be asking you to help you move closer towards your goals? So if my future self was standing right here next to me and she was asking me 3 questions to help me move closer to my goals, what 3 questions would she ask me? Let's say that I'm scrolling. What would she ask me? She'd say, do you need to do that? Is that helping you? What would make you feel alive right now? That's something that mine would ask me, because I love the feeling of being alive, yeah? So I'm going to put those 10 questions below. Make sure you download them. Start journaling on them. Start having them put them on your lock screen. Put them on your computer. Have them as an open document that you read every morning, and start shifting your focus. You are literally being controlled by your thoughts all the time. 95% of the time. So start looking for these things, okay? Any questions below, any insights, drop them below, comment below, and I will see you in the next video.